There was two incidents of a violent nature that took place within Sherdley Park at St Helens. The first instance involved a group of boys who were playing football. The group then decided to carry on across the park, and there was another group of boys who'd been flying a model helicopter that day. The helicopter had developed a fault and they were sat down on the grass in general talking, and they'd had the pet dog with them when the group of offenders from the first incident approached this group, and one of the offenders kicked one of the boys in the head, knocking him to the floor. That offender was then joined by his mates, and they commenced to kick and punch him and his three friends about the head and body. One of the group was knocked to the floor and he was bitten upon the face by one of the offenders. A second victim in that group was stamped upon his head and he was bitten on his legs and his back. A female offender also spat upon him while he was on the ground unconscious. It was a sustained attack with no motive that we can ascertain at this time. However, what we do know is that the incident was in fact fuelled by alcohol that had been consumed by the offenders prior to the attack taking place.
Well, thankfully it isn't terribly commonplace. We do a huge amount of work, particularly with our partners, around making our open spaces, our safe spaces, our recreational spaces, exactly that, safe and recreational. And so this isn't a common occurrence. Indeed, on the night in question, we had police community support officers on duty in that very park, and they were almost immediately on scene. So thankfully it is a rare occurrence, but it is something that we treat very seriously.
What's made it rarer? What's made this case quite so shocking?
I think the numbers of people involved, the relentless nature of the attack, the fact that it was a sustained attack against someone who was rendered completely helpless and vulnerable, and indeed the involvement of young women, girls in the attack as well, was something which we're not used to seeing.